to a river, a mighty, ever-flowing land river, in Whitman speak, flowing through the heart of America's great metropolis. Broadway represents the national life, journalist Junius Henry Brown wrote soon after the Civil War. In order to see America, he suggested, all that was required was a station point along Broadway. Take your stand there, Brown advised, and Maine and Louisiana, the Carolinas and California, Boston and Chicago pass before you. In 1896, illustrator Valerian Griboyedov, a Russian immigrant, described Broadway as a kind of animated mirror, looking back at you with its myriad faces in the same mood in which you regard it. By the end of the 19th century, Broadway's mirror had reflected, along with millions of merchants, bankers, politicians, pickpockets, preachers, and prostitutes, the faces of George and Martha Washington, Abraham and Mary Todd Lincoln, Alexander and Elizabeth Hamilton, Lafayette, John Jacob Astor, Edgar Allan Poe, P.T. Barnum, John James Audubon, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Margaret Fuller, Lydia Maria Child, Henry James, Emma Goldman, Stephen Crane, and even, supposedly but not quite, the exiled Louis-Philippe I, King of the French. During the 20th century, Broadway became a state of mind as much as a street, a ribbon of light that song and dance man George M. Cohan celebrated as the most American of American places. And yet, Broadway has always had a pronounced dark side, and the dark side grew proportionally with the street until the Great White Way became emblematic of a certain social carelessness, even dissolution, a street of broken dreams, beset by crime, loneliness, and urban decay. In 1930, playwright William Anthony Maguire's famous declaration, "Broadway's a great street when you're going up, when you're going down, take Sixth Avenue," needed no further explanation. More recently, Broadway has been spruced up and lined with pricey cafes, family-friendly theaters, and festive pedestrian plazas. Most people experience Broadway in fragments: a shopping trip to Herald Square, a cup of coffee near Union Square 6 months later, a stroll down the West Side the following year, a hike up the stairs from Broadway to Fort Tryon Park 5 years after that. But those who walk its entire length in one day-long jaunt, from Bowling Green all the way up to Marble Hill, are often surprised to find that Broadway is the one thread that keeps the city stitched together in time and space. This story, a south-to-north journey up one famous street, follows that thread back into America's deep memory. Mile 1. Bowling Green to City Hall Park. Chapter 1. Soaring Things. It happened for the first time, not on Broadway, but on Wall Street. It was a rainy, overcast afternoon, October 28, 1886, and a group of revelers, Army veterans, firemen, and a contingent of Columbia and City College students, peeled off onto Wall Street from Broadway, where they had been marching in a parade celebrating the dedication of the Statue of Liberty. They were in high spirits and making noise. Office workers heard the commotion and, as a practical joke, began dumping used ticker tape from their windows onto the street below. Every window, the New York Times reported the next day, appeared to be a paper mill spouting out squirming lines of tape. Ticker tape parades didn't really become a Broadway tradition until 1899, when Admiral George Dewey, the hero of Manila Bay, was welcomed back to the city at the end of the Spanish-American War. But Broadway processions were hardly a new idea. There had been celebrations, military parades, and funerals up and down Broadway since at least as far back as the colonial era. Many of those parades, long forgotten, were nothing if not ambitious. An 1825 parade marked